So first, let me start by asking, what's your role here in Occupy Toronto?
My role is to facilitate people's optimism and belief in their own constructive skills.
Oh, marvelous.
Yeah.
I like the use of lingo.
Thank you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you see here essentially in Occupy Toronto?
I see an effort for everyone involved to try and understand the social issues that our city faces.
Okay.
And I see a lot of people trying to find meaning in why 3,400 cities have done this.
Okay. Yeah. That's actually very good. That's very clever.
Yeah.
All right. Lastly, I just want to ask, okay, why is it that essentially Occupy Toronto matters? Why does this community matter?
We need to do some educating. The city takes a lot for granted and has a lot of opportunities slip through its fingers because people are making decisions for us.
Okay.
I think we need, the people need more of a voice. Electoral reform would be great. Occupy Toronto needs to just address that we have a fantastic city with a lot of potential, and we're not going to let it slip through our fingers.
Oh yeah.
But we're not going to fight for it either. It's not going to be through violence we're going to do this. It's through outreach and networking and belief in the human spirit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And have a good day, and I hope the bill is in your favor tomorrow.
Me
really,
too.
Really,
Thank
hopefully
you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Yeah.
All right. First, may I start by asking, what's your role here in Occupy Toronto?
Well, I'm on several different committees. I'm on information, media, marshals, facilitation, and finance.
Okay, that sounds awesome. Okay, now, essentially Occupy Toronto is like a community. Do you see it like that as well?
Yeah, let me just turn this on.
Sure thing.
Yeah, no, I do view it as a community. You know, it's the sense of community here is amazing. It grows stronger every day.
Okay, marvelous. All right, lastly, I want to ask, why does this community matter to you?
What does the community mean to me?
Yeah, essentially, yes.
You know, I mean, it means a lot to me. You know, it's just a bunch of, for the most part, like-minded individuals who are fed up with the status quo and are trying to work constructively to figure out solutions to it. And work together and support each other, which is something that I think we've forgotten a lot about in other outside society. It just, there's more focus on yourself than the community.
Okay.
Here I find that's you know, you focus on the community focuses and supports you.
All right, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, so let me start off by first asking, what is your role here in Occupy Toronto?
My role here is one of the government liaisons. It's been in all the primary meetings with the politicians and the city and all of that kind of stuff. I've also been the church liaison and helping out, trying to make sure people's heads don't get cracked, as also as a police liaison as well.
Okay, marvelous. All right, secondly, I want to ask, essentially, Occupy Toronto, everyone here is essentially a community. Do you see it like that as well?
Oh, absolutely. It's a village. We call it St. James Village, and here we have more infrastructure than your average municipality, and we even have a library, because you kids know that a library is full of information, and from information it inspires our imaginations. We learn the truth, and we are actually intelligent enough to be able to stand up to authority and to power and speak it. So we have a library here. We've had all kinds of schools coming down, so please get the word out. You're welcome to come here anytime, and if you'd like to make that that actual reach out to your school, we'd come to you. So if you contact me personally, my name's Gerald Parker. I am the Executive Director of the Institute of Canadian Justice. If you want us to come to your school, I will come out with bells on.
Oh, a pleasure, Remington Cromwell.
Well, please do. You know, invite us. Okay, that's all you have to do. Go up on the website, go up on the Facebook, send me a nod and send me a notice, and give me a time and a place, and we'll have the conversation. We'll make sure someone's out there.
Oh yeah. All right, and lastly, I want to ask, all right, because I did ask that this is a community. My last question is, why does a community matter to you?
Why does community matter to us? So that we know each other, we understand each other, we love each other, we do things here. We have a lower incidence rate in this park right now than they did before. Less arrests, less drug abuse, less issues. And that's what's coming about a community, because a community that stands together, sticks together, does things together, and thinks together, gets great things done. So it's a really, really, really important part of what we're doing. We are starting a new civil society with the emphasis on the civil.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate your time.
Anytime.
All right. First, I'd like to start off by asking, what is your role here in Occupy Toronto?
My role, I've worked at Info.
Okay.
And that's giving information to people as they come in on what they want to know.
Okay.
Throughout the park. I also worked at the food tent, serving food and
Wonderful.
washing dishes.
Okay, that's great. All right, I want to ask, okay, or sort of suggest, and ask, I guess. So, Occupy Toronto, everyone here is essentially part of a community. Do you see it like that as well?
I do see it like that. It's really communal living, right? 'Cause we're all so close together in
Yep.
this sense, you know. It has to be a community, or else it wouldn't exist for much.
Okay. And lastly, I'd like to ask, why does this community matter to you?
This community matters to me because it's a social experiment of like consensus buildings, like horizontal based decision making, and
Okay.
and it's just working outside the system to create something better than it.
Yep.
So that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate your time, sir.
No problem.
All right. First, let me start by asking, what's your role in Occupy Toronto?
I'm actually one of the lead medics on site.
Okay. Marvelous.
Yes.
All right. My second question is essentially Occupy Toronto. The people here are like a community. Do you see like that as well?
We've been trying to encourage everybody on site to kind of do their part.
Yep.
We've been asking people put forth an hour to 3 hours daily just to help out, even if it's something simple as picking up cigarette butts or cups or something up off the ground. Anything can help us out.
Okay.
So we've been trying to encourage everyone to kind of get together in the community atmosphere and help out.
Okay. And my last question, okay, leading on with my second question, all right, essentially this is a community. Why does it matter to you? Or why does it matter in general?
Because we're here making a point.
Why don't you get one McDonald's?
Yep.
We all came here, and it was a real spur of the moment thing.
Okay.
The first few days there was a real lack of organization.
Yep.
But everyone's come together. Everyone's been doing their part.
Okay.
I came out here. I had everything packed up for a picnic in a park one day.
Yeah.
And someone came in and handed me a few tarps, and they were like, "Can you hand some of these out?" And I kept one for myself, and I made myself a little makeshift tent for the first 2 nights.
Uh-huh.
And then day 3, I went back to Oshawa. That's where I'm from, and grabbed my tent and came back down.
Okay.
The atmosphere here is just attracting. You
Yeah.
never want to leave. It's like Vegas, the city that never sleeps.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely, you know, because I've actually been here for a couple hours, you know. I actually was at work,
Yeah.
12-hour shift, and I haven't left yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm going to let you go, but thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Not a problem.
All right, let me first start off by asking, what is your role here at Occupy Toronto?
I've been largely involved in the outreach committee. I guess my role is just furthering discussion and education with
Marvelous.
those outside of the park.
Okay. All right, excellent. My second question is, essentially, Occupy Toronto, the people here are like a community. Do you see it like that as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, to say that we're like a community is to not really fully recognize how deeply embedded it is. Like, this just is a community.
Of course.
And it's much more, yeah, it's a new community. It's much more of a community than any other previous sense that we have, because there's kind of this fostered sense of helping out one another, to the extent that, you know, when we need volunteers for anything, people just jump on it.
Okay.
And yeah, we help each other with safety and food and everything.
Okay. And my last question, this is kind of an interchange on my second one. Why does this community matter?
Why does this community matter?
Yes.
Well, I mean, if we're considering the community as the physical space of Occupy,
Okay.
it's really important because for me, it's almost like a living piece of art with a vision of what we want our society to be in the future. So one in which, you know, it is very horizontal. It's, you know, completely communal, but based on individual initiative and interest.
Yep.
And I think that's what's important about this physical community.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time, miss.
Yeah, exactly. If you like, you know what? One thing, if someone do a good job, people want to give you donation, corporate donation.
I need something to occupy my mind.